Shalom, shalom, Akim, of course, call Haloyim, Yahweh, Ba'ashem Yahushai, Ba'ashem, Rachakudash. Double honors to the apostles and elders, a great millstone that rule and teach well. Peace, shalom to the Akim out there and the elect, which consist of the men, women, and children selected to make it out of here from the coming nuclear destruction, alright? I'm the brother Zion Allah of the DC camp, coming at you with another video. I'll make it another keep in mind video, as I like to do. Keep in mind, this is oppression, and it's not going to be fair, okay? We're living in oppression, and it's not going to be fair. As you can see, this is a tweet from Bishop Talbert Swan. This tweet, this notification was sent in the group chat that we have by another beautiful brother in the faith. All right. So I just happened to look at it, and I said, you know what? The first thing that came to mind was Psalms, the 73rd chapter, so I'm going to get it. And let me just read this. This is May 14th. A white supremacist murdered. All right. When really they're so-called white, because nobody on the planet Earth is white. All right. They're so-called white. And that white supremacist who murdered 10 black people at the Buffalo supermarket, everybody knows about that. The dude who went through, who murdered multiple Jakes. Okay. And he murdered this one Jake that was an inventor of I guess it was a vehicle that could run off of water. It was, another person who made that, because I believe it was people before, but it was another person who made, kind of a vehicle that could run off of water. Okay, and guess what? He was in there and got murdered. So it's more to that. All right, but getting into this, a so-called white man did this, and then it says 10 black is so-called black, because nobody on the planet Earth is black. We're the Israelites. Okay. All right, we're the Israelites. The Israelites were killed at this station, all right, at that supermarket. As a matter of fact, let me go ahead and get this. I'm part of the curses, all right, Deuteronomy 28, because that's how you identify who's an Israelite as well. It's through the curses. And one of the main curses that we have on us is to be a proverb and a byword, okay? Now, when you go to Deuteronomy 28 and verse 37, it says, "And thou shalt become an astonishment, a proverb, and a byword among all nations, whither the Lord shall lead thee." Okay, and that's what we become. We become an astonishment, a proverb, and a byword, a saying. People look at us in awe. They make sayings about it. Like I said, a saying, they make certain phrases and sayings about us. You want to hide something from a nigga, put it in the book. Niggas are no good. Most of them are in jail and in prison. It's just all types of stuff. Those are all things that was going to be put on our people, okay? And this is one of them, like I said, a proverb, astonishment, a proverb, and a byword among all nations where the Lord shall lead thee. So much so that they're even labeling our people black, which that's not who we are. We're the Israelites. You have so-called Negroes, as well as Latinos and Native Americans. You can't forget those brothers and sisters, man. All right? It's not an all black thing. All the tribes are not black, okay? That's madness, okay? Especially when you go into prophecy and see where the tribes will be at. Majority of the tribes will be at in the last days, although we were scattered abroad. All right? And it says a white supremacist murdered 10 black people at Buffalo Market. No legislative action, okay? All right, no legislative action when 10 were killed at the market, okay? It's just business as usual with Esau. Why? Because he hates us, okay? All right, it says November 19th. I mean, what's today? November 24th, so-called Thanksgiving Day, man. Like the brother, another brother in the camp did a video, Thanksgiving, 'cause that's what it was. That's what it represents, okay? Real Thanksgiving, all right, was basically a massacre of the so-called Native American Indians, okay? So-called, because really they're of the tribe of Gad. And the Seminole Indians are the tribe of Reuben. All right, and you had every time there was a massacre of the Indians, they named it Thanksgiving. Okay, every time there was a massacre, it was called Thanksgiving, and then they honed it down to just one day, as you see today. All right, not going into the true history of where it came from. So yes, it was Thanksgiving. All right. All right. So when it happens to us, no legislative action. But when it happens to them, all of a sudden they want to do something. All right. Let me see. It says November 19th, two white men, so-called white men, okay, were arrested for planning to attack a so-called Jewish synagogue. Okay? It says 4 days later, New York Governor Kathy Hochul signed legislation to combat anti-Jewish hate crimes. You see that? So the planning to attack the so-called Jews, the JOOs, as the brother in London says, the JOOs, the planning to attack them. Okay? All right? Guess what? 4 days later is as you can see, the JOOs hate crimes. But guess what? 10 Jakes were killed at a supermarket. Nothing was done. Now, mind you, this was all done in the state of New York. Okay? Buffalo. Okay? And then you have the other one in the Jewish synagogue, which I don't know where that was located, but obviously it would have to be in New York. All right? Guess what? Both things happened in New York, but yet, all right, there was legislation made for the so-called Jews, but not Jake. Why? Because they hate us. And it's not going to be fair, as the video said. It's not going to be fair. All right, matter of fact, let me go to Ecclesiastes 7:7. And it says, surely oppression maketh a wise man mad. We're oppressed. We're in oppression. And you should be mad. As you can see, Jake's waking up to something. All right, Bishop Talbot Swan, you see what he put? He's waking up to something. He's mad. All right. Surely oppression maketh a wise man mad, and a gift destroyeth the heart. Yes, a bribe, things that sway your mind from this truth. That's what a gift is. That will destroy your mind. Money, okay? For a man, a woman can be a gift. That can destroy your mind, okay? Money, jobs, opportunities, the ways of this world can be that gift that destroys your mind, that takes you away from proper judgment. And you have to get your mind away from the things that could take your mind away from the proper judgment that comes from Yahweh Hashem Yahushai. All right, the way that we're supposed to live comes from the scriptures. You're supposed to be what? Into the scriptures and forget about the ways of the world, man. All right. And as you can see here, all right, legislation is passed when something happens to them, but when it comes to us, what? Nothing happens. It's unfair, right? Now let me go to Psalms, the 73rd chapter. This is Psalm 73 in verse Psalm 73 in verse 3. It says, for I was envious at the foolish when I saw the prosperity of the wicked. And I'm going to get the other translations for you as well. For I was envious at the foolish when I saw the prosperity of the wicked. Now, the wicked, all right, is talking about Esau. Esau is the wicked. All right, you have Jakes that are also wicked. But when you go into the wicked, all right, that's Esau. He is the wicked. Okay, so it says, for there are no bands in their death, but their strength is firm. They are not in trouble as other men, neither are they plagued like other men. You see that? And that lets you know right here. They're not in trouble like other men. Look, they were planned. It was a plan to attack them. All right, and nothing happened. But guess what? It was actual murder that happened to what? Israel. And guess what? Nothing happened. Okay, it was no legislation happened. Okay, it was a plan to attack them, and guess what? Legislation happened. That's what I wanted to say. But with us, nothing happened at all. All right, you see that? They got things constantly backing them up in this society. All right, now I'm gonna read this again. Verse 5. It says, "They are not in trouble as other men, neither are they plagued like other men." All right, now let me go to verse 3, and let's go to the translation comparison. It says, for I envied the proud when I saw them prosper despite their wickedness. You see that? All right. He said, for I envied the proud when I saw them prosper despite their wickedness, man. You see? All right. They are wicked. They still prosper being wicked. But guess what? The Lord is going to bring that short, man. All right. Now, verse 4 is an interesting one, right? Let me go to verse 4. It says, when you go to the NLT, it says, they seem to live such painless lives. Their bodies are so healthy and strong. Yes, they live painless lives, man. All right? They're not in trouble as other men, as the scripture says. All right, now let's go to the text commentaries. All right, we're going to go to David Guzik's Psalms 73 and verse, we're going to go down. Right here, it says, the good life of the wicked, right? Yeah, because they're living a good life. Hey, when Kyrie, when they said that Kyrie is anti-Semitic, Guess what? You had a whole row of young Edomite, they were young, by the way, young Edomite Amalekites, okay, so-called JOOs, okay. You had a group of them come to the front of the court to what? Heckle Kyrie Irving, and that was the game that he scored like 4 points, if that, or something like that, okay. All right, because a lot was, going on his mind at the time. All right, but guess what? They came in the front row, courtside seats, with anti-Semitism shirts on and everything. Okay, first of all, it takes money to get to those rows like that, and these were young Amalekites at that. You see, they're not in trouble like other men. All right. It says, look, like it says right here, the good life of the wicked. They're living the good life, man. That's how you know they're not the Israelites, man. The Israelites are in the curses. We're not living the good life here. Our good life is to come in the kingdom, okay? It says, for there are no pangs or pain, okay, in their death, but their strength is firm. Let's jump down. It says, for there are no pangs in their death. Perhaps Asaph had seen some of the wicked die agonizing and painful deaths, but he has seen enough wicked people die peaceful deaths to make him say there are no pangs in their death. You see that? You see that? For the most part, these people, they die, look, a regular death. Okay, they don't live an agonizing life. Okay? They're not plagued like other men, but we are. And we have to keep this in mind. Okay, we are in oppression and it's not fair. Okay? What we need to realize is to have our minds on the kingdom. As a matter of fact, I'm gonna close with this. I think it's Matthew the 6th chapter anyway. Yep, Matthew the 6th chapter. Now this is Matthew 6 and verse 19. Lay not up for yourselves treasures upon earth, where moth and rust doth corrupt, and where thieves break through and steal. We shouldn't be having our minds on prospering in this world. We should have our minds on serving Yahweh Shem Shai. So something has to give up. Something has to give. All right. The reason why a lot of people don't serve Yahweh Shem Shai is because guess what? They put their minds on something else. All right. A lot of the times it be on what? Stability. It be on treasures. It be on comfortability. All right. Lay not up for yourselves treasures upon earth, where moth and rust doth corrupt, and where thieves break through and steal. See, all that stuff can be tainted. All right. It says, but lay up for yourselves treasures in heaven, where neither moth nor rust doth corrupt, and where thieves do not break through nor steal. They can't corrupt what's to come for us in the kingdom of heaven. They can't corrupt what the Lord has promised to them that love him. Okay? They can't corrupt that. They can't corrupt the faith that Yahweh Shem Shai has put on us. They cannot corrupt that. It says, but lay up for yourselves treasures in heaven, where neither moth nor rust doth corrupt, and where thieves do not break through nor steal. Verse 21, for where your treasure is, there will your heart be also, or there will your mind be also. You see that? And our treasures in heaven, so your mind should be on serving Yahweh Shem Shai. Point blank, period. All right? We're in oppression. It's not going to be fair. What you see, it's not going to be fair. This is Esau's kingdom. All right? So guess what? We turn to Yahweh Shem Shai and serve him. That's the answer. See, a lot of these people that put up these posts, they're getting mad. They're starting to see stuff, but they don't know what the real answer is. The real answer is to turn to Yahweh Shem Shai. For that's the whole duty of man, right? Fear the Lord and keep his commandments. That's the whole duty of man, to do so, right? That's the answer, right? If you don't get that, you're going to fall into this. Let me get this. Matthew 24 in verse 7. For nation shall rise against nation, and kingdom against kingdom, and there shall be famines and pestilences and earthquakes in diverse places. I got this because you can still see in the background what? Race war blooming. And that's prophecy. It says, for nation shall rise against nation. You can slowly see a lot of Jakes are becoming angry at how they're being treated in society. All right, you can slowly see how things are unfair. All right, this is a race war blooming. It's constantly boiling up. All right, as we speak. Why? Because prophecy has to be fulfilled. You see that? Prophecy has to be fulfilled. So guess what? If you won't turn to Yahweh Shem Yahushai, guess what? You'll be a part of just the prophecy of nation against nation. Like the Elder Kasap says in our camp, it's one thing to know about prophecy, it's another thing to be a part of prophecy. And you know what that means. All right? You have the people that are going to be out there starving. They're going to be a part of prophecy, actually going through the famine. And you have the other people that's going to what? The true believers and servers of Yahweh Shem Yahushai. They're not going to partake in that particular prophecy. Okay? They're not going to be a part of that destruction. Okay? They're going to be a part of the prophecy of the ones that are going to be fed, well fed, okay, and saved through these times. All right? But the death and destruction type of prophecies, the other people are going to be a part of that while we watch, Lord willing. All right? So with that, call Halom Yahweh Shem Yahushai B'Ashem Ruach Kodash. All right, remember, we're in oppression, so it's not going to be fair, okay? But what we do have, all right, is Yahweh Shem Yahushai. That's the best. That's the best thing. All right? Call on Yahweh Shem Yahushai B'Ashem Ruach Kodash, and as always, to the elect, A double shalom.